And joining us now on the phone is Greg Lambrecht. Greg is the CEO of Singlepoint Incorporated. SING is their stock symbol. Greg, welcome back to the program.
Hey, thanks for having me, Don.
Well, I know there's been a lot of exciting things going on with Sing. Why don't you tell us about the latest?
Yeah, well, really, we're so focused on filing our Form 10. As you know from previous shows, we have our 2016 and 17 audited financials done, which is great news. So we are planning on filing the Form 10 in the next 7 days. So you'll definitely hear about that announcement. But the point is that's going to allow us to raise a significant amount of funds, anywhere between 5 or 10 million, at a much cheaper discount. And we have 3 LOIs signed to acquire companies. Those 3 LOIs equal about 15 million in revenue. And quite frankly, our goal here is to take this company to the Nasdaq. So we're heading in that direction. And of course, I've been to that movie before. I took a distribution company on the Nasdaq in '97. So things are moving exactly in the right direction, and we're making it happen.
Well, the last time we had you here in the studio along with Will Ralston, you mentioned that you were getting ready to close a deal with a company called Phoenician Grinders. Is that one of the LOIs you're talking about?
That is one of the LOIs we're talking about, and that is public knowledge. We put out that LOI, and we expect to close that deal in short order, and that's one of 3 companies that we're in talks with and ready to close on.
Now, I noticed the company, we've talked about this for quite some time, that you've really expanded into the cannabis industry, but you're basically staying on the outer fringes where you're not actually touching the plant. Is that still accurate?
Yes, it is. Being a public company and the fact that, cannabis federally is still illegal, we are, what we call the pick and shovel. We are acquiring companies or building out platforms internally that take care of some of the payment problems in the cannabis industry. And we think that's a great position to be in, and there's plenty of companies to acquire, whether it's a soil company or a lighting company or a payment company or a Phoenician grinder. So it's a great spot to be right now.
Well, a couple of months ago, Attorney General Sessions made some comments that affected the cannabis industry overall, especially cannabis stocks. But that's been usurped recently by comments made by President Trump and, of course, former Speaker of the House John Boehner, that actually joined the board of directors of a cannabis company. So there seems to be a wave sweeping in Washington in the favor of cannabis companies overall.
Yeah, I think there really is, and you're going to start seeing that in the stock price of these cannabis companies. Really, in my opinion, the big one was Schumer came out and said that he's going to put a bill together to legalize cannabis. And in my opinion, cannabis is not a bipartisan issue, and I think that bill will pass. So I think that's going to be a big day when we actually see that bill and have a vote on it. And, for us, the holy grail is that cannabis is legal nationwide, because when that happens, all the banks will open up, which means the Visa and the MasterCard will open up. And really, Singlepoint's core technology is payments. Okay, mobile payments. We're connected to all the carriers, the merchant processors. So we'll simply allow people to use their credit card to purchase cannabis. So that's really what we're waiting for.
Well, let's be honest with one another. The federal government is probably salivating over the tax revenues they're seeing coming out of California, Nevada, and states like California where it has been legal. And they're saying, gee, we want some of that too.
Yeah, that's right. And one of the other things I did want to talk about today is we just got out of a meeting, and our shareholders have heard for some time now about the commercial that we're going to do with Kevin Harrington with allowing people to take their cryptocurrency, Bitcoin and others, and put them on our wallet. Well, we just had the final approval, the final edits on that. So that is moving forward, and we're getting very close to launching our first commercial.
Once again, Singlepoint Incorporated, SING. Greg, a lot of updates this week. Tremendous interview. Thanks so much.
Hey, thank you, Don, and go Sing.